Stay tuned for the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
It's a truck, it's a Honda, it's nothing you've ever seen before, and it's at Fisher Motors in Minot. Honda introduces their first ever true full-size half-ton pickup. With its 255 horsepower V6, it tows up to 5,000 pounds. This first-of-its-kind Honda has in-bed truck storage, lift-up rear seat with under-seat storage, and a tailgate that opens conventionally or swings out for easy loading and unloading. It has leather interior and 4-door crew cab. This Honda is all truck and then some. The all-new Honda Ridgeline pickup at Fisher Motors in Minot. Drive one home today.
I want to bank with people I know.
Who know you?
Who will work with me and my business
to help us plan for our retirement.
I want my bank to give back to my community.
Help my sister save more money.
To make decisions right here.
I want my bank to be First Western.
You want your bank to be First Western.
At First Western Bank and Trust, we know what kind of banking works best for you.
And together, we're banking on Minot.
Dining at Primo is a journey into fabulous food. Every journey begins with a single step. At Primo, that step is in the kitchen, where creative chefs craft exceptional American and Italian cuisine. The journey enhanced with excellent service, elegant atmosphere, and cityscape views, topped with North Dakota's largest selection of single malt scotches and cognacs. Best of all, you can dress casual and take this dining journey at affordable prices. Primo at the Grand International. Your table is waiting.
Welcome to Minot, North Dakota's North Hill Bowl for the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout. It's January 2009, and we're celebrating 6 years of top-ranked bowling in the Midwest. 132 bowlers from several states and Canadian provinces shot it out yesterday for a chance to bowl with the top 36 qualifiers today. After today's match play to qualify for the TV show, we're down to the last 5 bowlers standing, and it's a very accomplished and well-earned lineup indeed. Now, here's Scott Cattell and Jeff Craig.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 6th annual Fisher Shootout here at North Hill Bowl. Jeff Craig, tournament manager with me, 6th year. Again, another great experience.
Yeah, we had a great year this year. I was really worried with the weather. Thursday night, I was really nervous, didn't get much sleep, but it turned out real great. We had 132 people, and it was a great event this year.
Jeff, talk a little bit about how this event keeps getting bigger and better and stronger.
Well, we keep getting bowlers. This year we had them from 7 states, 2 Canadian provinces. There's one guy that drove up all the way from Colorado Springs this year. So the bowlers really enjoyed the event, and I think the money really helps, and it's just a great deal.
All right, we've got 5 top bowlers that will bowl on our TV portion of the show tonight. 4 from Minnesota, the state of Minnesota, and 1 from Canada. So got a lot of Minnesota flavor.
Yeah, nobody from North Dakota this year.
We had a couple here from the local area that had a chance, but just fell short. Well, we're going to take a break here on the Fisher Shootout. When we come back, you'll meet our top 5 bowlers.
Thanks to these great sponsors: Bremer Insurance of Minot, Mowbray & Sons Plumbing and Heating and Sheet Metal of Minot, Morelli's Distributing Minot and Williston, your Pepsi Cola Bottling Company, North Country Home Improvement and Electric of Minot, Investors Real Estate IRET of Minot, Service Master, Wildwood Country Club, Gravel Products, and Boger & Son.
Darius Rucker live in concert, featuring songs from his new CD, Learn to Live.
But don't think about
Friday night, February 13th, Four Bears Event Center at Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
So baby, just hold
Darius Rucker, live in concert.
like this for long.
For tickets, call 800-294-5454, extension 7624. Must be 21 and older for reserved seating.
Don't get to me.
Well, welcome back to the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout. We're going to get to the bowling here in just a bit, but I bring in Larry Craig. And Larry, you've been around tournament bowling for a long time. In fact, you have competed in this event, not this year. Talk a little bit about this tournament and the conditions this weekend.
Well, thanks, Scott. I'm just glad to be here. First of all, this year they put in a little tougher shot than what they have in the previous years. I'll just go over a little quick. They put in what they call a competition shot. And what that means is there was more oil on the outside than a normal house shot. And what that means is you have an area you can miss right with a house shot. But this weekend, they had an out of bounds, and there was a lot of pocket corner pins. Speed, accuracy was a big issue. Also with the new pins, they left a lot of corner pins, and the pocket splits were left. And I'm looking for some, I'll just give a few predictions here, Scott, while I'm talking. I'll predict it'll take about a high 220, I'd say, or a low 230 to win a game. And I think I noticed, I was watching both days, and I think it's going to make a lot of difference. Spare could win or lose one of these games. And also, I'm just going to go out on a limb and predict that we could even have a tie and a 9th and 10th roll-off.
All right, well, that talks a little bit about the conditions, and I understand no 300s bowled in the first 2 days, so hopefully maybe get a 300 here in the finals.
I'd love to see it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout Final 5. In 5th place from Tyndall, Manitoba, Michael Schmidt. In 4th place from Sartell, Minnesota, Rodney Newton-Schwander. In 3rd place from Orinoco, Minnesota, Mark Luchins. In 2nd place from St. Cloud, Minnesota, Ryan Schleicher. And our top bowler going into the finals from Otsego, Minnesota, Richard Vitko. Now that you've met the bowlers, we're going to get right into the action after a word from our great sponsors. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Thanks to these great sponsors: Brady Marts, Midtown Chiropractic, Communication Corps, the Wrestler Quality Agency of Farmers Union Insurance of Minot, IMM, and Sun Prairie Grain of Minot.
I want to bank with people I know.
Who know you? Who will work with me and my business.
To help us plan for our retirement.
I want my bank to give back to my community.
Help my sister save more money.
To make decisions right here.
I want my bank to be First Western.
You want your bank to be First Western.
At First Western Bank and Trust, we know what kind of banking works best for you.
And together, we're banking on Minot.
Join the 54 million other Americans who love to let the good times roll. Been bowling lately? It's a whole new game.
Darius Rucker live in concert, featuring songs from his new CD, Learn to Live.
But don't think I don't think about
Friday night, February 13th, Four Bears Event Center at Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
So baby, just hold
Darius Rucker, live in concert.
like this for long.
For tickets, call 800-294-5454, extension 7624. Must be 21 and older for reserved seating.
Don't get to me.
Adding new siding and windows is an investment, and North Country Home Improvement is the smart choice to help you make it. North Country is your authorized distributor for high-quality Simonton vinyl windows, Colby & Colby windows, and quality siding from Gentex and Norandex. Combine these fine products with 18 years of construction experience, and you'll transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Call Troy Westmeyer for a free estimate. Remember, at North Country Home Improvement, if it's not good enough for them, it's not good enough for you.
Thanks to these great sponsors: the Minot Area Chamber of Commerce, Minot Sash and Door, Western Paint Home Center, Artistic Ambience and 300 Inc., Morgan Printing, Bergen Building Improvements Minot, Wells Fargo, and Jessen Roofing of Minot.
Well, welcome back to the 6th Annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Scott, one thing I would like to bring up on the Pro Tour, this one of the announcers for the Pro Tour, Rob Stone, he was kind of new at bowling, so he wondered what a turkey was, and the turkey was 3 strikes in a row, and so he wanted to know what was 4 strikes in a row. So what they came up with was, he said instead of a turkey, 4 strikes in a row would be a ham. So coined the phrase ham bone, and we have some kids here that have the sign, so if we have 4 strikes in a row, we're going to have a sign held up that's going to be the ham bone. And then somebody asked, what if you have 5 strikes in a row, what is that called? Well, then somebody wrote in to the tour and said, well, let's just call that a Yahtzee. So 5 strikes in a row is going to be a Yahtzee, and 4 strikes is going to be a ham bone.
All right, the first 2 bowlers here are up and practicing right now. Let's talk a little bit about the first matchup here. Michael Schmidt of Tyndall, Manitoba against Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota. Schmidt was in the finals on the TV show last year, finishing in 5th place. And talk a little bit about these 2 bowlers, Larry.
Well, Scott, a lot of talent here. I mean, all 5 bowlers, there's a lot of talent. I'll just, as we go along, I'll just read some of the bios on some of the stuff. Rod, he has, if you can believe this now, 47 300 games and an 857 series. He told me he quit counting. He has 32 800 series. And he did qualify last year, but he didn't make the stepladder finals. And Mike Schmidt, what a bio, what a talented bowler up in the state of Canada, up in Canada. He holds or owns 7 Canadian records. He was a 2004 to the 2008 Manitoba Bowler of the Year. He has bowled in numerous tournaments throughout the world. And last year he took 5th in our 2008 Fisher Motors Shootout. And one thing he's got underlined in big letters here, he was a 2005 World Champion.
Wow, it's pretty good credentials, Jeff. While we wait for the bowlers to get started here, I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of work from a lot of different people to put this 6th Annual Fisher Motors Shootout on, and I know you couldn't do it with all the help. Okay, our first 2 bowlers, Mike Schmidt and Rodney Newton-Schwander, and we're set to go for the first match of this stepladder tournament. Michael Schmidt will start it. Again, he's from Tyndall, Manitoba. The only Canadian finalist here, the other 4 from Minnesota. Winner of this will take on Mark Luchins, who is from Orinoco, Minnesota.
Mike is a real hard turner ball. Stands way to the left, throws it out, lets it come back. Both of these bowlers are very strong bowlers.
And that's a good start for Michael Schmidt. So now Rodney Newton-Schwander will. I tell you, even though maybe some of these gentlemen have bowled in TV tournaments, that sort of thing, there still has to be a few butterflies right now.
For the first couple of frames, they're just going to feel out the lanes and see what they can do. They've been practicing. 35 and 36, they were pretty good scoring during the tournament. So
beautiful shot.
Yeah, he matches that one, and now he'll go to his 2nd frame on lane 35. Rodney here last year, but did not get to the stepladder portion of this tournament. He did finish in the finals.
When I was talking to him, he said he bowled 2 bad games out of the whole tournament last year, and that took him out of the stepladder finals. So he says he's going to redeem himself this year.
All right, here is frame
Nice
number
smooth
2 for
approach.
him. And he gets a double. Good start for Rod.
We might have the 300 right here in the first match.
That would be great.
I just want to see a ham bone sign, Jeff.
One other thing I was going to bring up, Scott, too, this year we do have 3 people on TV that have been on TV on the Fisher Motor Shootout previous years, so that's the most return bowlers we've ever had on TV this year.
All right, so Mike Schmidt now on lane number 36 for his second frame. Newton-Schwander with a double to start. Schmidt will be trying to cover that right here. Bit light.
He got that a little far out. With Mike, he likes to, when he bowls, he likes to change equipment. Well, one thing, he is a pro shop operator up in Canada, so I'm sure he probably come down here with, probably not exaggerating, he probably came down here with 10 to 15 bowling balls. You should have seen the bowling balls on the concourse. So he likes to, if he hasn't got the right feel or he doesn't get the right reaction, he isn't afraid to go change balls even after a double or a turkey. All right, pick up the baby split here. He's got, or the baby split on the left side. He's got to let the ball come through it.
Oh, and so an open for him in his second frame, not really what you want to start with there.
No, there's that open frame Larry was talking about.
Exactly.
If you get an open during head-to-head match play, it's just huge. Needs to get a double here and get back into the match.
Again, Mike was in our Stepladder finals. In fact, he finished 5th last year, trying to better that mark this year. Winner takes home $5,000 here from the Fisher Motors Shootout.
Mike has a real good demeanor on bowling. He keeps that solid attitude.
You knew that one was going to be good.
Back on track, strike in the third. 28 through 2 with a strike in the third. Newton-Schwander working on a double here.
And Rod, he'll get up here and he'll say, now I got an open frame here. I can crush him with one more here. That's how these bowlers think. They don't want to give you an advantage. I know Rod will be right close to the pocket. Uh-oh, we got a ham bone coming.
That's a turkey right there looking for a ham bone.
I know a lot of people have mixed reviews with the ham bone, but I think it's something to keep the crowd involved anyway.
Rod again from Sartell, Minnesota. Again, we're using lane 35 and 36 here at North Hill Bowl. And he's looking right now for that ham bone.
Oh, looks good. Oh, no one just did not flip in the back end.
So 6 on that. 56 through 2, working on a strike in the fourth, or on a strike in the third. Again, the winner of this will take on Mark Luchins of Orinoco, Minnesota. Mark 2 years ago took third in this event. Oh, there's an open, so that opens the door now for Michael Schmidt.
Michael gets up and gets a double here. We're going to have pretty much an even match.
84 through 4 frames for Rodney Newton-Schwander. Schmidt with 28 through 2 with a strike in the third. First match of the day.
I was watching the Bowlers Bowl all weekend, Scott, and that was a characteristic. Speed was such a factor, and then plus the new pins, you're going to catch the corner pins, and with the speed and the way the oil pattern was set up, if you threw it a little hard and got it outside your mark, you were going to skid out. A lot of washouts, a lot of buckets.
Michael Schmidt on lane 36, and he carried it.
Little animation there by Mike.
So he's working on a double. Go ahead, Jeff.
I think he was a little excited on that one.
I think he was too.
He's a competitor. Takes a deep breath. A lot of people, they take that deep breath in, and then just before they're ready to go, they let the air out, and it relaxes you.
I know I personally do that.
A lot of people do. A lot of the dart players do that. He's taking an extra minute or two here.
Working on double, looking for a turkey.
In fact, if he gets one more, he can take the lead, Scott.
Michael Schmidt from Tyndall, Manitoba. And no, he
Looks like that lane 35's catching him a little.
Looks a little hang on lane 35. That hanging means that when you get the ball out, it just doesn't have the drive to come back in through the pocket.
So Michael with 56 through 3 frames, working on a strike in the 4th.
8-pin match right now, Scott, with the spare.
Exactly. Remember, Rodney Newton-Schwander with an open in his 4th frame. Schmidt trying to pick up the spare here in the 5th, and does.
He got it.
So as Larry mentioned, we have an 8-pin game going here. Newton-Schwander by 8 through 4 frames. Michael Schmidt working on a spare in the 5th. This is the 5th frame for Rod. Rod looking to get back on track here.
Looked like he hung up in that one a little, didn't get it to come off his hand clean.
So 6 on that first ball, looking to now spare it up here. Waiting in the wings, Mark Luchin. Our top bowler, Richard Vitko out of Otsego.
You can see him right
Minnesota.
there sitting there with his...
This is a tough spare here. Oh, good
Great conversion, great conversion.
So a spare for Rod Newton-Schwander in the 5th.
Talking to himself there, did you see that, Scott?
Yes.
It's another thing I'm good at doing.
Rod's been bowling for 37 years. And he's 43 years old, so he started at a young age.
On lane number 35, which has been giving these bowlers a little bit of trouble, and no, we can't carry the 7-pin.
Got a little break there. He almost had a 7-10.
He gives a little wry smile on that one. The ball come in behind the pocket, and we have seen a lot of 7-10s this weekend also because of the pins.
So trying to convert the 7-pin spare, and does. Rodney Newton-Schwander 103 through 5 with a spare in the 6th. Michael Schmidt with 86 plus through the 5th.
Okay, I think they got the nerves out of the way now. Let's see some strikes. Mikey has kind of a little tradition he goes through every time. He wipes his hand on the towel and gets up there, takes his time, blows on his hand. I'm betting he's going to be close on this right lane. It's a left lane that he's going to have a little trouble, I think. He got the split out of there.
Huge break there, huge break.
Just the 4-pin.
Just the 4-pin for Michael Schmidt. Now he's got 95 through 5. So again, it's still an 8-pin game. That is if Schmidt picks up this spare in the 6th.
Spare shooting was at a premium this weekend too. A lot of people missing single pins.
So he picks that one up. So it's an 8-pin game through 6 frames right now, both with a spare in the 6th.
I think you might see him move a little right here on this shot.
That's what I was thinking too, Jeff. You took the words right out of my mouth. I think he'll move a little right. And he might even slow it down a little bit so he can get some more reaction on his ball. Same routine every time. I watched him all weekend.
It's one thing I've been working on with our scratch kids, trying to get them into a pre-shot routine to do the same thing every time they get up the approach.
Michael Schmidt in his 7th frame on lane 35. And leaves another single pin.
Got about the same reaction there as he got on the last shot.
So Larry, you were right. Strikes have been a premium this weekend. So here's Michael Schmidt trying to pick up his spare in the 7th. And he will cover. 114 through 6 with a spare in the 7th. And now Rodney Newton-Schwander in his 7th frame.
I knew we'd have some real close matches this year. The way the conditions are just, the way everything was set up, I knew we'd have some tough scores. I thought we'd be right in the 220s is what I thought we'd have. There's a good shot.
Yeah, good strike there by Newton-Schwander. And now he takes a...
Real curious to see what he'll do on lane 35 here. You can see he's looking at the approach. He's determining what kind of move he's going to make, but I think he'll definitely will make a move here on lane 35.
And that's the lane that has been giving these bowlers the most trouble. Boy, a double here would be big.
I think it looks like he's going to move in on the lane a little.
Rodney Newton-Schwander in frame number 8. Oh, and he can't kick the 7-pin out.
Looks like he did move in a little bit there, though, Larry.
Yeah, it looks like it. That lane's catching both of them. Rod's still in the lead.
Rod again is out of Sartell, Minnesota, trying to pick his spare up here in the 8th, and does. So 143 through 7 for Mr. Newton-Schwander.
This is a big strike for Mike here to stay close to the match.
A strike here would give him 134 through 7, which would keep it a 9-pin game.
Mike doubles. He's right up on the lead.
We're in the 8th frame here of the first game.
And don't kid yourself. These bowlers know what they need. They know exactly where they stand. Boy, he's taking a lot of time.
This is 8th frame. S strike. Nice solid.
Beautiful ball.
I think he knew that one was a strike when he let go of it.
I think so too.
Now he's staring down the pins on 35.
So we got a 9-pin game through 7 now.
He's looking down on the approach. He might try a little move here. He always makes sure his shoe is clean. That's kind of just a little habit.
Newton-Schwander has a spare in the 8th. Schmidt with the strike in the 8th, working on his 9th frame right here.
He can actually take the lead with a strike here.
On lane 35 again, this is the lane that's been giving the bowlers the most trouble today. And he carries it. Nice double there by Michael Schmidt.
My guess, Jeff, is I think he moved left and went more direct down to the pocket.
You're exactly right, Larry. Looks like that's what both of them did that frame on that lane 35.
So a double for Michael Schmidt through 9 frames. His 8th and 9 are a double. This is Newton-Schwander's 9th frame here.
You suppose my prediction of a tie game is going to come true on the first game? Could happen. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe sometimes we talk a little loud here and they can hear us. I kind of clued him in, but
Rodney Newton-Schwander.
Oh, that's a good ball.
That's a good shot.
Oh, and he got it.
Trips the floor forward on that one.
163 through 8 with a strike in the 9th, and he'll finish out his game here.
We've got a heck of a match here. It's who's going to perform the best in the 10th frame is going to win the first match here.
That's what we tell our junior kids. 9th and 10th frame, you can win many games. Get that foundation 9th frame strike, and you can do a lot of pin moving on that 10th frame. I think he moved left too, Jeff.
First ball of the 10th frame.
He's going right up the pocket.
Oh, another strike. That's great. That's a double for him. Go ahead, Jeff.
This next strike puts a lot of pressure on Mike.
That's what I was just going to say myself.
Next strike, and my prediction of 220 or better will win the game. He has a potential 223 if he strikes out.
Rodney Newton-Schwander from Sartell, Minnesota, trying to move on and stay alive in the...
Boy, he wants this one, you can tell.
Another strike.
Beautiful ball.
Wow. So a potential or a possible 223 if he strikes out here, and that would put... Does he finish it with a strike? Yes, he does. 223 for Rodney Newton-Schwander with 4 strikes in a row. And again, as Larry said, he did not shut out Michael Schmidt. If he would strike out here.
224 if he strikes out.
And he'd win by one pin.
If he gets a double and 9, we have a 9th and 10th frame roll-off. This is exciting. I like scores like this. This is where you got to think.
Winner here moves on to play Mark Luchins of Orinoco, Minnesota.
I'm not even bowling. I'm kind of nervous if he gets this strike or not.
This is great. I like the way it is like this. A lot of these people, they come up here and they just got to throw the ball right and they want to strike every time. This makes your brain think. He's got to perform. Oh, solid 10 pin.
Solid 10 pin, and that's
our winner, Rod. Rod's our winner.
Yeah, Rod will win. Mike Schmidt gave it an effort after the split in the second.
He couldn't throw it much better, Jeff.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot.
Possible 203, excuse me, Scott.
Yeah, he'll just finish it out, and he'll go home our 5th place winner. That's Michael Schmidt of Tyndall, Manitoba. 2nd straight year that he has finished 5th. He will take a check home for $1,000.
Correct.
And he finishes with a 203.
Great game. They both threw a fantastic game there.
But the winner of our first match, Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota.
Our winner, Rod. Rod's our winner.
Okay, we're here with the winner of the first match. Looks like you guys are all having a lot of trouble with lane 35 there early in the match. Looks like to us we thought you moved left. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is. I actually moved left fairly early, and that's where I left the almost left a couple of 5 pins there. But I didn't want to move back right because I knew it was going to check early. So I just at the 10th frame I just slowed down, make sure I stayed slow. But it was starting to go.
Okay. Well, that was one heck of a match right down to the 10th frame. I'd like to congratulate you and good luck on the next match.
Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota, he moves on. He will now go up against our number 3 bowler from Orinoco, Minnesota. That is Mark Luchins. We will have the start of that match when we come back on the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Thanks to these great sponsors. LaFleur & Sons of Minot, Minot Junior Golf Association, and We Links of Minot. All-American Trophies of Minot, Magic City Beverage, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Main and Homes Electric Company of Minot, Service Master, Wildwood Country Club, Gravel Products, and Boger & Son.
It's a truck. It's a Honda. It's nothing you've ever seen before, and it's at Fisher Motors in Minot. Honda introduces their first ever true full-size half-ton pickup. With its 255 horsepower V6, it tows up to 5,000 pounds. This first-of-its-kind Honda has in-bed truck storage, lift-up rear seat with under-seat storage, and a tailgate that opens conventionally or swings out for easy loading and unloading. It has leather interior and 4-door crew cab. This Honda is all truck and then some. The all-new Honda Ridgeline pickup at Fisher Motors in Minot. Drive one home today.
When it comes to your finances, it's a comfort to know that all of your needs are being well managed by a team of experts who care. At Brady Martz, we're dedicated to providing more than just your basic tax planning, but also a commitment to help you or your business create a well-rounded financial system that will protect your long-term needs and provide a balance to your overall plans. Our mission is to provide good quality service and help our clients achieve their financial goals. Brady Martz has the experience and forward thinking to give you the comfort you deserve. For comprehensive financial support and more, trust Brady Martz.
Dining at Primo is a journey into fabulous food. Every journey begins with a single step. At Primo, that step is in the kitchen, where creative chefs craft exceptional American and Italian cuisine. The journey enhanced with excellent service, elegant atmosphere, and cityscape views, topped with North Dakota's largest selection of single malt scotches and cognacs. Best of all, you can dress casual and take this dining journey at affordable prices. Primo at the Grand International. Your table is waiting.
Whether you're hunting game or hunting for thrills, working in the field or working on your tan, Moritz Sport & Marine has the machines you need. Moritz Sport & Marine can hook you up with the fastest, toughest, coolest rides in the area. Moritz Sport & Marine, definitely fun for all seasons.
Darius Rucker live in concert, featuring songs from his new CD, Learn to Live.
But don't think about
Friday night, February 13th, Four Bears Event Center at Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
So baby, just hold
Darius Rucker, live in concert.
like this for long.
For tickets, call 800-294-5454, extension 7624. Must be 21 and older for reserved seating.
Don't get to me.
Thanks to these great sponsors: Moritz Sport & Marine, Bob's Business, Republic Liquor, North Dakota Air National Guard, First Western Bank and Trust, and the Grand International.
All right, I'm Matt Smallin from Minot, North Dakota. I've been bowling for 16 years, and this is my third appearance in the Fisher Shootout. I'm 2 for 3 for making the cut. Lanes are pretty good at the beginning, but I noticed that they tended to dry up pretty quickly, especially if you had people playing inside. Once they got really dry, you kind of had to thumb it at the head pin and just try to stay out of trouble, because getting into trouble late's the worst thing you could do at a tournament. I've had 10 300 games, and my high set is 811.
Welcome back here to the 6th Annual Fisher Motors Shootout. Match number 1 is in the books, and Rodney Newton-Schwander moves on to go up against Mark Luchins, who is our third place qualifier. Mark from Orinoco, Minnesota, which is located, for those of you who don't know, probably you, Jeff, 8 miles north of Rochester, Minnesota. So 2 Minnesotans going at it. In fact, all 4 left in this stepladder tournament are from Minnesota. Rod, again, was a 223 to 203 winner over Mike Schmidt in game number 1. Now, is there an advantage, either one of you, Larry or Jeff, is it an advantage to be the bowler that's already bowled one game, just to work the, see what the lanes are doing? How do you look at that?
Well, my personal opinion, I think the way the lanes are running right now, Rod has a little advantage, because I don't know how bad Mark was with the C. He's already having a little trouble on 35, and Rod, I think he has a little advantage because he knows, he figured out 35, and Mark's more of a, they both have a different game. Mark is a more of a straight ball player. He kind of plays the boards and a lot of strength, and he's a big, huge man, big long arms and big hand, and he just throws it down, keeps it right in the pocket. He don't get in trouble. He's kind of like Walter Ray Williams.
All right, he does pick up the spare in his first frame. So now Rodney Newton-Schwander will work off of lane 36.
I think Rodney's going to be tough this game.
Rod finished game 1 with 4 straight strikes to win that first match. Michael Schmidt, by the way, Tyndall, Manitoba, was our 5th place winner. He took home a check for $1,000. Not a bad payday. Well, I tell you what, he just seems like he might be in a zone right now.
He's got the crowd behind him right now, too. That makes a difference, too.
Winner of this will move on to take on our number 2 qualifier, Ryan Schleicher, who is out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. In fact, Ryan and Mark had to have a 9-10 roll-off. They tied for second going into the finals. And Ryan beats Mark in that 9-10 roll-off. This is Rodney Newton-Schwander on his frame number 2. Another strike. That's 6 in a row going back to last game.
I think he's loose now. I think we might see some scores here.
You talk about close scores, Scott. Even for the top 36 to come to bowl on Sunday, there was 15 bowlers within 30 pins, and I think there was 10 bowlers within 10 pins to make that top 36 spot. And there was a lot of scrambling, a lot of running out the shots and everything. It was really interesting yesterday to watch the bowlers. And then none of them, they weren't aware of where they stood. So then when they came to the banquet last night, it was a lot of fun to have the 36 bowler come up there.
Does strike here on the set on lane 36. That is Mike Luchins. Mark was in our TV show a couple of years ago.
Mark has 11 300 games, his high series, and at 802, and he said one of his accomplishments last weekend, Eau Claire, Wisconsin, he won the Eau Claire Open Scratch Tournament. That was actually, he said that was his first scratch tournament he's ever won, other than, I'm sure, state and local stuff. So he was pretty happy with that.
Mark Luchins in his 3rd frame. Does he get a double? No, he leaves a single pin.
Leaves the 2 pin there. Looks like he is having trouble with lane 35. He's going to have to make a move there.
And that was the case in game number 1, where both bowlers, Mike Schmidt and Rod Newton-Schwander, had to make adjustments on lane 35, which is giving these bowlers a little bit of a problem. Trying to pick up the spare here in his 3rd frame, and he does.
Scott, some people, they make the adjustment with their feet or with their ball. They hold their ball down and go a little slower, or hold the ball up or throw a little harder. And then some people, what they'll do is, in fact, a lot of times these better bowlers, they'll use 2 different balls, more aggressive ball on lane 35 and the one that doesn't hook as much on 36, because right now they're all getting a good ball reaction on 36. He's going to be close right here. If he might leave a 10 pin. No,
he's got a turkey. We're working on that ham bone. So that's 7 strikes for Rodney Newton-Schwander going back to last game. He finished game 1 off with 4 straight, now 3 straight to start game number 2.
If you want to copy somebody's bowling style, he has perfect bowling style. Just watch his head. It's just solid at the line. He don't come up with his head. His shoulders are straight. He has a good arm swing. Watch his arm just come straight up.
It looks a lot like me on the approach.
Perfect.
I thought it was me.
Perfect for.
There's a ham bone. There's a ham bone. We have a ham bone. 4 in a row to start game number 2 for Rod Newton-Schwander. That's 8 in a row going back to game number 1. So now Mark Luchins has to have a big
I'm guessing he'll be in the pocket right here. I think he's going to have to figure out 35, or this is going to be a short game.
Mark Luchins working on a spare in the 3rd. No, he leaves
a little high. 4 pin.
Solid 4 pin. So Mark Luchins finding himself in a little bit of a dilemma here.
He's 20 pins down right now with the spare.
Working or looking for a spare here in frame number 5 on lane 36, and he gets it. Comes back kind of shaking his head, trying to, wondering what's going on here.
He wanted that carry on that lane. He knew that was his easy lane. Now he's going to have to figure out 35. If I was him, I'd move about 2 boards right with his game. He might, if he moves left, I don't know if he's got enough ball to carry out the pins.
Working here in his 5th frame, Mark Luchins out of Orinoco, Minnesota, and no, he leaves a solid 10 pin. And comes back and talking to himself a little bit.
Looks like that one kind of hung up on his thumb a little. Didn't get out of the ball clean on that shot.
Ryan Schleicher in the background warming up for his match.
Our only left-hander in the top 5, Scott.
Picks up the spare. He's got 78 through 4 with a spare in the 5th. Rodney Newton-Schwander working on 4 straight, looking for a Yahtzee.
Yahtzee, baby.
I'd like to see it. He's pumped. He loves this right lane. I don't think he's missed it very often.
Rodney Newton-Schwander looking for 5 straight and a Yahtzee. A Yahtzee for Rodney Newton-Schwander. 5 in a row, 9 in a row going back to game 1. Too bad that doesn't count. Can't carry that over, can you, Jeff?
No.
But it just seems to me that Rod is just in a zone right now. We're working on 6 in a row.
I predict a shaker on this one. You watch, he's going to get out on the lane and he's going to shake. Might leave a 4 or 5. See?
No, 6 in
predict the
row.
The shaker.
Halfway to that 300 game.
Well, Mark knows what he has to do now. He has to go off the sheet.
Working on a spare in the 5th. But he needs some strikes now.
He needs all of them.
There, he got one there.
A good shot there.
98 through 5 with a strike in the 6. Newton-Schwander with 6 straight strikes.
Mark needs this one or the fat lady will start warming up.
All right. Winner of this, again, will take on Ryan Schleicher out of St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Mark hasn't struck on this lane.
Mark Luchins working in his 7th frame. Got a strike there. So he responds with a double. Rodney Newton-Schwander now in his 7th frame working on 6 in a row. So he's had a turkey, a ham bone, and a Yahtzee.
Now we got to think of something for 6, huh?
Grilled cheese. All the food's covered. Boy, he's taking his time, isn't he, Jeff? Wow.
Looking for 7 in a row. Does he get it? Brooklyn! Yes, he did. He got it, Brooklyn, and he acknowledges the crowd there.
Hung up on his thumb a little, I think.
I think he came back he had a big smile on his face and waved to the crowd saying, you know, I might have got lucky on that one.
He did. It hung up on his thumb.
7 in a row for Rod Newton-Schwander.
Now sometimes after you hang up like that, you squeeze your ball a little hard and you might catch a 4-pin or a 4-9 in the pocket. Just stay loose and let the ball roll.
Going for 8 in a row is Rod Newton-Schwander. Does he get it? Yes, he does. Boy, you saw that right away. His reaction, he knew that he had hit it right where he needed to. And now the pressure back on Mark Luchins. He's got to, as you mentioned last time, Larry, he's got to strike out.
He's got to. The minute he doesn't strike, the game's over.
And I know he's well aware of that.
Oh, yes, he knows.
And there's a split, and that's going to do him. So they will finish this one out, but Rod Newton-Schwander will win this one, his 2nd straight, and move up to play Ryan Schleicher, the number 2 qualifier. And basically now it's just a matter of just finish. Oh, he picks up the split. And he comes back with a big smile on his face.
Don't leave nothing you can't pick up.
Exactly. So Mark has reason to smile there. Now the anticipation is of Rod Newton-Schwander, who has 8 in a row, 12 in a row, dating back to game 1. Leaves a solid single pin there in his 9th frame. So Mark will take home how much?
$1,400.
$1,400 for fourth place. Still not a bad payday.
I'll take that any day.
I will too. You just remember that, okay? So he gets a spare in the ninth.
Mark has a potential 215 if he was to go off the sheet.
And now knowing that that he cannot win that, I bet Mark is rooting for Rod right here.
I'm sure everybody is. Jeff, what is our high game? 299?
I thought somebody said 290.
290, I think.
Here's Rod Newton-Schwander in the ninth, looking for 9 in a row. Does he have it? Yo! He leaves a solid 10 pin. But a great effort. He gets a nice round of applause from this crowd and from his opponent here, Mark Luchins.
Good run, good run.
Couldn't throw it much better.
And he finishes the spare off through 9 frames, so each of them have their 10th frame. We do know that Rod will move on in this stepladder tournament. Part of this Fisher Motor Shootout, Jeff, is you do have some fun with the Calcutta, that sort of thing. Just talk a little bit about that.
He does get the strike there. Yeah, last night at the banquet up at Fisher Motors, we have a Calcutta where we sell all 36 bowlers. The highest bowler, I would think, went for like $360, $400, something like that. The lowest one, I was lucky, I got someone for $50, but my investment didn't pay off too well. And they pay the top 5. Everyone that makes the TV show gets paid, and they pay 40%, 30, 20, 10, 5, whatever.
It's kind of a fun little thing.
I think that they'll win over $1,000 if they win.
So he leaves a solid 7 pin.
7-10. Almost a 5-7-10.
He's got a 7-10 split. I didn't see that 10 pin sitting there.
Good place for it. Doesn't matter.
And he'll just throw it and get this one in the books and get ready for... Oh, he almost picked up that 7-10. He finishes with a 268. That's good enough to move him on to the next round. And he'll take on fellow Minnesotan Ryan Schleicher out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. So Mark will just finish it off, pick up his check for $1,400. Another good showing for Mark this year. I know he's probably disappointed, but another good run for him. Just kind of ran into a buzzsaw.
Not much you can do. He's a tall, lanky bowler. Got good form and
threw a really good game.
He's going to be tough. He said he wants to get into a lot of the scratch tournaments, so he's going to be a tough bowler.
And I think he's just looking to get this one over.
With a spare, he finishes with a 205, Scott. There's nothing wrong with that. You can't shake your head about nothing with that.
So Mark Luchins, will he pick the spare up? Yeah, he will. He finishes with a 203, but the winner of match number 2 from Sartell, Minnesota, Rodney Newton-Schwander, he will move on to take on Ryan Schleicher in our third match of the day. And Mark Luchins will take home a check for $1,400 back to his hometown of Orinoco, Minnesota. Match number 3 on its way. That will be Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota, and Ryan Schleicher of St. Cloud, Minnesota. We'll have that when we come back on the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Thanks to these great sponsors. Bremer Insurance of Minot. Mowbray & Sons Plumbing and Heating and Sheet Metal of Minot. Morelli's Distributing, Minot and Williston. Your Pepsi Cola Bottling Company. North Country Home Improvement and Electric of Minot. And Investors Real Estate, IRET of Minot.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Got you all fixed up just like new.
Hi Paul, how you doing? Thanks for your business, Paul. Your vehicle is ready to go and I've got your invoice with the cashier. Thank you very much.
You're gonna love the Fisher experience.
When you insure your residence and your automobile with Auto Owners, you're eligible for a multiple policy discount that can reduce your premiums or possibly increase your coverage. To see if you qualify for multiple policy discounts with Auto Owners, call your no-problem agent today.
Bremer Insurance.
Bremer Insurance is Minot's largest independent agency for home and auto insurance. Over 300 years of insurance experience is your assurance of getting the right coverage for all of your needs. Call Bremer Insurance today.
Join the 54 million other Americans who love to let the good times roll. Been bowling lately? It's a whole new game.
Visit Fisher Motors and see all the new Buicks with the best coverage in America. Test drive the 2007 Lucerne with graceful lines, sophisticated technology, and the power of a 197 horsepower engine. Experience the all-new LaCrosse with elegant styling, providing the luxury you deserve. Buick Beyond Precision, now standard on every 07 Buick, a 100,000-mile 5-year transferable powertrain warranty, 100,000-mile 5-year 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy transportation, and much more. Fisher Motors and Buick, a new level of confidence.
Adding new siding and windows is an investment, and North Country Home Improvement is the smart choice to help you make it. North Country is your authorized distributor for high-quality Simonton vinyl windows, Colby & Colby windows, and quality siding from Gentex and Norandex. Combine these fine products with 18 years of construction experience, and you'll transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Call Troy Westmeyer for a free estimate. Remember, at North Country Home Improvement, if it's not good enough for them, it's not good enough for you.
Thanks to these great sponsors: Brady Marts, Midtown Chiropractic, Communication Corps, the Wrestler Quality Agency of Farmers Union Insurance of Minot, IMM, Sun Prairie Grain of Minot, Service Master, Wildwood Country Club, and Boger & Son.
Okay, we're here with the winner of match 2, Rodney Newton-Schwander again. Look, you had the front 8, and we've got a Yahtzee and a ham bone. So what'd you think when you got the Lucky Brooklyn on that 7th shot?
I was happy to get the ham.
You told me to put you on the spot, so I did.
I was throwing pretty good, and just that left lane again. Saw that. I just can't take it easy in that lane. I'm going to leave a 5-7-10 one of these times. So throwing pretty good, and hopefully can keep it going.
I got to say this, since we're speaking of 5-7-10s, a few weeks ago, my father left one bowling, and I got my cell phone out to take a picture of it, and I think it's going to end up on the show. Anyway, good luck with your next match.
Hi, I'm Gary Moore. I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been bowling overall for seriously about 6 years, so I came up here for the first time this year. It was really, really good through the first 5 games, and I fell apart the last 3, but I had never bowled anything like this. I've been with Honda for 23 years, and I've been in North and South Dakota for the last 2 years, and Fisher Motors is one of the absolute best that I've ever been to. I'll be up here again next year if they, if the time permits, I'll be here for sure.
My name is Kathy Craig from Minot, North Dakota. My current average is 200, although you wouldn't know that today. My high game is 298. My high series is 767. I qualified 2 years ago, averaging 206. Today's tournament, I struggled. I couldn't get the reaction that I wanted on the ball. So it wasn't a good day for me. I do attribute all of my skills to my husband because he trained me. Taught me everything I know, although you wouldn't have thought that today.
Stay tuned for the 6th annual Fisher Motor Shootout. Thanks to these great sponsors: the Minot Area Chamber of Commerce, Minot Sash and Door, Western Paint Home Center, Artistic Ambience and 300 Inc., Bergen Building Improvements Minot, Wells Fargo, and Jessen Roofing of Minot.
Darius Rucker live in concert, featuring songs from his new CD, Learn to Live.
But don't think about
Friday night, February 13th, Four Bears Event Center at Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
So baby, just hold
Darius Rucker, live in concert.
like this for long.
For tickets, call 800-294-5454, extension 7624. Must be 21 and older for reserved seating.
Don't get to me.
Thanks to these great sponsors: LaFleur & Sons of Minot, Minot Junior Golf Association and WeLinks of Minot, All-American Trophies of Minot, Magic City Beverage, the Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Main and Homes Electric Company of Minot, Service Master, Wildwood Country Club, Gravel Products, and Boger & Son. Stay tuned for the 6th annual Fisher Motor Shootout.
All right, welcome back here to the 6th annual Fisher Motor Shootout. We're down to our semifinals. 3 bowlers left going for the $5,000, and the third match of today will feature Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota, who's won the first 2 matches against Ryan Schleicher of St. Cloud, Minnesota. He was the number 2 qualifier. In fact, he tied with Mark Luchins going into the finals here to the stepladder tournament, but beat him in a 9-10 roll-off. Ryan from St. Cloud, Minnesota, and he was telling Larry, you and I, Larry, that during his little bio we were doing with him before the show today, that he's a student at St. Cloud State in St. Cloud, Minnesota, and he's playing for his tuition right now.
That's what he said, Scott. He's a little...
Maybe he'll get new books instead of used books
Exactly.
if he wins this match. Huh?
Exactly.
He's a bubbly bowler, and he likes to show a lot of action, and he's our only left-hander in the field, so we're going to have a little different way people go at it now, because Rodney, he's going to have it all of him to himself now on the lane 35 and 36, so see after the break if he keeps strong.
He starts out, he's left a solid 10-pin.
If Ryan starts running strikes, we're going to see some real animation on the approach. He's a real fun guy to watch bowl.
He seems like he's got a lot of energy, and he seems to be having a lot of fun. But I bet you there's a few nerves there right now.
He's a fun guy. He's had 8 300 games. His high series is 846, and he would like to mention that he took second in the KFYR tournament in Bismarck last year.
So he picks up the spare in frame number 1. So now we'll see Ryan Schleicher of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Winner of this will move on to play our top qualifier, Richard Vitko, out of Otsego, Minnesota. Michael Schmidt took 5th in this tournament from Tyndall, Manitoba, took home $1,000. Our 4th place qualifier was Mark Luchins. He finished 4th from Orinoco, Minnesota, took home $1,400. And Ryan on his first ball gets 8.
He's got some nervous energy he's got to get rid of right now, Scott. Yeah, that was a horrible shot there. His approach was off and everything was off. So this is going to be a big spare for him to start out here. He can't get cute.
As Larry mentioned, the only left-handed bowler in our field today. And does he pick up the spare? Oh, he just gets it. And gives himself a clap. And you could tell that there are a few butterflies in that stomach right now as he tries to work this out.
That's what he's trying to do right now. He's got a lot of nervous energy, and a lot of times it'll show in your body language, and that's what's showing on him right now. He's just going to have to keep slow and trust the ball. Big cranker, stands way to the right of the lane and throws it out.
And he throws this one out, and another 8. Comes back shaking his head a little bit.
A lot of times that's a characteristic of a left-hander, especially a left-handed cranker, is they got it. Once they find a lane, they're hot, and then once they struggle a little, it takes them a little while to get used to the lanes.
And again, you got to remember, Rod has already bowled 2 games on these lanes, so he knows them a little bit
You're right, and he's
better.
been sitting down watching, and he really don't have any way to watch what the lane's been doing. Oh, wow, he almost threw that in the gutter.
All right, so Ryan Schleicher not out to a very good start here. 26 through 2. Newton-Schwander working on a spare in the first. Question for you, Larry. These bowlers have all bowled 12 games today. Now, for Rod, this is his 15th game. Do you have to worry maybe a little bit about fatigue?
Oh, some of them, they do get fatigued. You get a little slower, and some of their hands. Oh, he gets a Brooklyn. A lot of these bowlers that are up in the top, say, I'll say 15 or 20, they're used to bowling 30, 40, 50 games a week. And a lot of them, with all the new stuff they got on the market now for their thumb guards and the way they drill balls and everything, you don't have much of the hand problems like you used to have. Some people, big crankers, they tear up their thumb a lot more than the people that are shooting up the boards. So it's quite a game.
I'm tired after 3 games.
So am I. That's why I didn't bowl this year.
All right, Rodney Newton-Schwander working on a strike, looking for a double in frame number 3 on lane 35, and he gets it. Boy, I tell you, he just seems to be in a zone.
He did mention when I was talking to him in between games that he thought he was going to have to move on 36 when he got that Brooklyn. He thought he was going to have to move on that lane, and did it again here this game.
All right, Ryan Schleicher up 26 through 2 frames. He's got an open in lane number 2.
Ryan has to watch himself here, or he's going to get in trouble fast.
Boy, I tell you, that's...
He's just going through the motions right now. He's just throwing and hoping. He's going to have to get a game plan here real quick.
Third place winner takes home how much money here?
$2,200.
22.
That's probably kind of what he's looking at, but he shouldn't be looking at that. He should look for the top prize. But sometimes people, once they do make the show, then they're just happy they made the show. And well, this will be a good learning experience for him. He took second in the KFYR last year in Bismarck.
And another open, and he's really digging himself a deep, deep hole right now.
He's going to a different ball there. He
like
walked over to the other ball return and grabbed a different bowling
he's
ball.
Going to change balls. I think this one's a little harder, a little less friction. He's going to go straighter down the boards.
Rodney Newton-Schwander was our 4th qualifier. He's won 2 matches leading up to this. Finally a strike there for Ryan Schleicher, and he reacts to that in a positive manner.
That's when you need to know your game there, Scott. That's real brave, actually, in my opinion, to get up there and change balls when you're up there bowling for $3,000.
All right, Rodney Newton-Schwander on his frame number 4 on lane 36. Go ahead, Larry.
Rod's going to be close on this shot. If anything, you'll leave a 10 pin. Oh, he left a 7 pin. Shaker 7.
So a spare or a 9 in the 4th. He is working on a strike.
34 pin lead right now with a spare. So Ryan has to start striking.
Had a tight match in our first match of the day where Newton-Schwander beat Michael Schmidt. Gets his spare there. 69 through 3 with a spare in the 4th. Now he'll go over to lane 35, which has been the trouble lane for most of these bowlers today.
Looks like he put his ball down a little lower. Maybe he's gonna, he did put his ball down a little lower.
Oh, and he leaves another solid
7
pin. And he's kind of looking at it saying, what?
He's close, just stay out of trouble. Can't let your other shot bother you. Can't throw it over.
That's my problem. I always let my first shot bother my second shot.
A lot of times you see that, then they get up there and zip the spare, and
he got the spare. So Rodney Newton-Schwander threw 4 frames with 88 and a spare in the fifth. Schleicher with 35 through 3 with a strike in the fourth.
This is a big shot here. He really needs a double to get back into the match.
Trust it. He's got to trust it. He's not trusting it right now. Throw it out there. Let it come back.
And he leaves us 10 pin.
He says, what can I do?
So Ryan working on a strike in the fourth here. This is match number 3. 1 more to go here in the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout. That will be Richard Vitko, our top qualifier, against the winner of this match. And does he pick up the spare? Yeah, he does. So 55 through 4. So through 4 frames, it is a 33 pin lead for Newton-Schwander.
Needs a strike here.
Still a lot of bowling left in this one.
And never give up.
No, I think he figured it out now, Jeff. I think the ball change was good for him, and now he's just got to trust the shot and hope he carries. Oh, that's a lot better ball.
Oh, and he leaves a solid 7 pin and reacts to it. Still kind of shaking his head, saying, what can I do? Well, I tell you what, you don't see much reaction out of Rod Newton-Schwander. He's just sitting there focused, right? Just waiting for his turn.
Ryan's a big boy. He puts a lot of lift on his ball. Oh, he missed that.
He did knock it down, but it was in the gutter before, so things not going the way that Ryan Schleicher wants them to go. He's 70. Let's see. Well, they'll have to change that score.
Just
go
send
ahead.
in Stu to do the big score correction there.
Oh, okay.
He has 83.
83, okay. 83 through 6 frames. So Rod could do a lot of damage to him right here.
Take control of the match with a strike right here.
He really just has to stay out of trouble, Scott.
He's on lane 36, his 6 frame strike. No, we left a solid 10 pin.
Solid 10 pin.
But again, as you mentioned, Larry, he just has to stay out. Just fill. And
yeah, he'll take a 40-some pin lead with a spare here. He just picks up his spare ball, harder friction ball, moves to the left, breaks his wrist, and goes right up and spare the 10 pin. This is how it should be done. Just like that. Oh!
Whoa, he almost clipped that one. Almost a chop on that one, but he picks up the spare. 107 through 5. With a spare in the 6th. Working in his 7th frame.
Watch how steady his head is when he releases the ball. Look at that, just perfect. Hardly moves.
And there's a strike. And Rodney Newton-Schwander, 127 through 6 frames to 83 for Schleicher. So it's a 44 pin lead. But also Rod has a strike in the 7th.
Rod has a classic form. If you were to teach somebody how to bowl, you could just take a picture of him and watch how he releases his ball, and his head is straight and is solid at the line.
Finally, and he responds with a pump fist, or a fist pump, however you want to call it.
I think he's just saying right now, please let me get a decent score.
Ryan Schleicher, St. Cloud, Minnesota. He'll head back to St. Cloud and have to go back to school. That's just a little bit of frustration coming out right there.
Yeah,
But
he's
he-
really thrown the last 5 shots really good. He could have very easily have a 5-bagger. Or a Yahtzee.
A Yahtzee. And He will pick up his spare. But Newton-Schwander can really put him away here.
Yeah, the best Ryan can get is a 183, so Rod, he just has to stay behind the foul line for the next 3 frames. I just like the way Rod bowls. Nice release, lift.
I'll tell you what, and I know this one isn't over yet, but I'll tell you this, if you're Richard Vitkel, you better have your A game coming into that title match.
Oh, you can bet Richard's watching right now. He's watching where Rod plays. A lot of these people, they watch where they play, and like when they move lanes like that, they'll even pick out a bowler that throws like him, and they'll go over and peek and see where he's playing on that next lane before they jump, because a lot of people, they'll watch and see. They're kind of just like sheep. They'll move where the scores are.
All right, so here's Rodney Newton-Schwander in his 9th frame, working on a double, looking for a turkey. And he's got his turkey.
No 10 pin.
Oh, no, did he leave the 10 pin? Oh, he got it!
We got to send in Stu for a score correction again there.
He's getting a lot of airtime. Might have to pay him more now, huh, Jeff?
Shh, don't say nothing.
All right, so here's Ryan Schleicher in his 9th and 10th frame. He's working on a spare in the 8th, but
the match is already over.
Yeah, the match.
He's just going to go through the motions. Best he can get is 183, which would be a pretty good game.
The drama is over. Rodney Newton-Schwander will move on to play for the title in the $5,000 check.
Well, you knew that one was going to be a strike.
And you know what? You possibly could see him strike out right here because, you know, all the pressure is off.
Right,
and
he's loose now, so he's just getting up there.
But again, as you mentioned earlier in the match, Larry, a good experience for him.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
good young bowler.
He'll look at it a lot differently if he ever gets into the situation again.
Right.
You could tell that he had a lot of nervous energy to start this one. Oh, he splits.
It was a pretty good shot, though. Didn't deserve that one.
He comes back laughing, and he's still having fun, Larry. But he is going to take home $2,200.
Right. More than us, Scott.
I sure hope that pays for his tuition to school. So he'll just finish it out here.
He'll probably go for this just to be cute.
Oh, he almost. It would have been great to see him finish that off, but he finishes with a 151. He just got off to a bad start and never really recovered, and never really got a break either.
We'll see if curious to see if Rodney will move here. This is a free shot. Really doesn't count for nothing.
But it's for a ham bone.
You're right. It's for a ham bone.
Do we have our second ham bone? No. Oh. Ryan Schleicher still having some fun here. Again, Ryan will take home a check as our 3rd place winner, $2,200. Not a bad weekend. Gets his spare. He's got a possible 226?
226, Scott.
And Richard Vitko lays in the background waiting for this match to get over, and then we'll play for the $5,000. And he finishes out. Rodney Newton-Schwander of Sartell, Minnesota, wins his 3rd match of the day, 226 to 151 over Ryan Schleicher in 3 games, series 7-17 for Rodney Newton-Schwander.
Okay, we're here with the winner of the 3rd match, 3rd time in a row. Looks like you're going to be bowling your 16th game of the day. How's your endurance? How you feel right now?
I'm pretty tired. I'm just trying to hang in there. I don't bowl as much as I used to, so this is, for anybody who hasn't bowled a long tournament, they don't know how tiring it is. So I'm just trying to muster it up, hang in there, and just make a good shot if I can.
That's kind of why I'm watching, not bowling, because I don't think I could bowl 16 games in a row. Good luck on the championship match.
Now he'll move on to take on our top qualifier. That is Richard Vitko of Osseo, Minnesota. And we'll have that. But first, let's break away, take a look at some of the activities from the first day of the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout from yesterday.
Tournament action got underway yesterday when 132 bowlers took to the lanes, vying to make it to today's championship television broadcast. The average scores were extremely lower than in past years. This made for tougher competition, making every spare count more than it usually would. In past years, there was a clear-cut group of leaders, but in this pack, it came down to a handful of tiebreakers just to qualify. The final 5 of today's televised championship broadcast included some very familiar faces, plus a couple new ones, which demonstrates the extreme competitiveness of this year's tournament. As is tradition with the Fisher Motor Shootout since its inception 6 years ago, the bowlers, organizers, sponsors, friends, and family all got together after the first day of action to unwind, relax, socialize, and share a meal under the roof of the Fisher Motors dealership showroom. A good time was had by all as familiar faces, including champions and competitors from the past and present, took the time to enjoy each other's company and the hospitality of Fisher Motors.
I really would like you to give yourselves a round of applause for driving through the snow and the storms and to get here and do a great job of bowling. And of all the events that I sponsor and lay out money for, this is the one that I get the most results from. And that's a testament to the quality of the bowlers, the quality of the tournaments that Jeff and Morris and his staff put together. And it's a really big deal for our staff. On behalf of the 69 employees in this company, I can tell you it's a pretty big deal for us. So.
Setup for today's television broadcast began early this morning as engineer Greg Bakke and technical director Chad Spokley worked with their crew to get cameras, microphones, sound equipment, and a whole array of necessary electronics online and operational to bring you today's television event. The organizers and team at North Hill Bowl moved tables, brought in bleachers for the crowd, and kept track of the bowlers and scores behind the scenes, all in an effort to bring you today's 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Okay, we're here with the top seed going into the championship match, Richard Vitko. He was our 36th qualifier yesterday, went from 36th today to 1st. What do you think about that?
I threw the ball much better today. Yesterday was a struggle for me. Didn't throw it as good, just hung in there in battle and got lucky at the end.
What's your strategy for the championship match?
One shot at a time, just make good shots.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks to these great sponsors: Moritz Sport and Marine, Bob's Business, Republic Liquor, North Dakota Air National Guard, First Western Bank and Trust, and the Grand International.
Adding new siding and windows is an investment, and North Country Home Improvement is the smart choice to help you make it. North Country is your authorized distributor for high-quality Simonton vinyl windows, Colby & Colby windows, and quality siding from Gentex and Norandex. Combine these fine products with 18 years of construction experience, and you'll transform your home into the pride of the neighborhood. Call Troy Westmeyer for a free estimate. Remember, at North Country Home Improvement, if it's not good enough for them, it's not good enough for you.
Congratulations, Paul. Hope you enjoy your new Ridgeline.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? Thanks for your business, Paul. Your vehicle is ready to go, and I've got your invoice with the cashier. Thank you very much.
You're gonna love the Fisher experience.
Join the 54 million other Americans who love to let the good times roll. Been bowling lately? It's a whole new game.
When you insure your residence and your automobile with auto owners, you're eligible for a multiple policy discount that can reduce your premiums or possibly increase your coverage. To see if you qualify for multiple policy discounts with auto owners, call your no-problem agent today.
Bremer Insurance. Bremer Insurance is Minot's largest independent agency for home and auto insurance. Over 300 years of insurance experience is your assurance of getting the right coverage for all of your needs. Call Bremer Insurance today.
Dining at Primo is a journey into fabulous food. Every journey begins with a single step. At Primo, that step is in the kitchen, where creative chefs craft exceptional American and Italian cuisine. The journey enhanced with excellent service, elegant atmosphere, and cityscape views, topped with North Dakota's largest selection of single malt scotches and cognacs. Best of all, you can dress casual and take this dining journey at affordable prices. Primo at the Grand International. Your table is waiting.
Thanks to these great sponsors: the Lucky Strike Restaurant and the Lucky Strike Lounge Casino and Links, North Hill Bowl, Gravel Products, Signs Today, Wholesale Supply, Morgan Printing, and Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 6th Annual Fisher Motors Shootout. We are down to our final match of the day. For $5,000, it will be our top qualifier. That is Richard Vitko out of Otsego, Minnesota, against Rodney Newton-Schwander out of Sartell, Minnesota. Now, for Rodney, this is his fourth match of this TV show, his 16th match of the day, and he did indicate to Jeff that he is just a little fatigued, but you know what? I think the adrenaline will take over right here.
Oh yes, he knows the lanes now, and he's not going to worry much now. He's just going to hope he carries. That's the big thing right now, is just to carry.
Richard, by the way, I mentioned, is out of Otsego, Minnesota. Now, for those people who don't know where Otsego is, it's by Albertville. Do you know where Albertville is?
Oh, yeah, I spend money at Albertville every time.
A lot of people do. By the way, Richard is a returner. He took second in this event 3 years ago.
And we're going to have a match, Scott. I'm going to see 2-3 ham bones this game.
All right, here is Rodney Newton-Schwander. First ball today, and it is a strike.
He didn't even watch that one. He
no,
turned around and walked away.
I thought maybe he thought it wasn't going to go, so he was just going to turn around and walk back, but he starts with a strike. Now Richard Vitkel. Richard, an experienced bowler.
Very experienced, Scott. He has 11 300 games. His high series is 846, and his high average this year is 236. He has 5 regional titles in Minnesota, and he was first team on the CBA back-to-back first team member, so he's got a lot of qualifications. He's a hard cranker.
Uh-oh, and he opens up with a split. That's not what he wanted.
Like he stuck a little bit on the approach, that shot.
So now he'll have to battle here to try to pick up this split.
He'll just take 2. Counts 4.
And he will pick up the 2 and move on to his second frame. Now, in this instance, both Jeff and Larry, you just got to forget about that first frame and just focus on your next shot.
A lot of people, it bothers them, but you just can't throw it over. That's what I tell all my student bowlers, that they just can't dwell on the past. You got to just go and as if you're just starting right over now. I always think now I'm in the first frame. I don't even think about the open.
So here's his second frame. That one looks better. Yeah, he did carry it. So a strike for Richard Vitko, and a kind of a smile out of him as he comes back.
One thing about it, I know he's guaranteed second, and he's a top qualifier. You've asked me about that before, Scott, but he's been sitting watching all this stuff too, and so your body kind of tightens up and everything. And Rod, he's been loose, and he's just going to start swinging the ball. I wouldn't be surprised he starts out with a double here.
Yes, he does. Ooh, that was solid too. Rod, in his first 3 games of this TV portion of the show, 223 to win game 1, 268 in game 2, 226 in game 3 for a 7-17 series.
That beats my league total last week.
Beats my league total of the last 3 weeks.
Together?
Yeah. All right.
Now we'll see what he does. He went Brooklyn on this lane. I bet I'm going to predict another shaker strike.
Third frame for him on lane 35. Looks pretty solid. Yeah, he got it. A turkey. We have a turkey on the board.
Boy, he's pumped. I mean, he is just swinging the ball sweet right now. He's even shaking his head. I think he's even surprising himself.
Loser of this one, and I guess you really don't call him the loser, but the runner-up here takes home a check for $3 grand. The winner takes $5 grand home.
Trust the ball now, Richard. Trust it. He's got enough ball to play out there.
There's a strike for him. Double for him. He comes back after that split.
That's the mark of a champion when you have that open frame and come right back with a double. Now you're almost even again with the board. One more and he's right back in the match.
Going for a turkey right here. He did open on a split in frame 1, doubles. Both strikes in 2 and 3 working here in the 4th frame.
I watched these bowlers all weekend, and boy, are they competitors, I'll tell you. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Richard Vitko looking for a turkey right here, and no, he leaves a single pin.
4-pin.
Jeff, you know, this event has been going on for 6 years, and you couldn't do it. You know, you've talked about all the help you get, but boy, kudos out to Morris and Betty Anderson, proprietors here at North Hill Bowl. They just kind of open up, as he picks up his spare, open up their bowling center and just, you know, welcome all these bowlers in.
Oh yeah, we just really love the event. Morris really went out and raised money this year. We're kind of worried the way the economy is around the nation. It's not so bad around here, but went out and raised all the money so that we could continue paying all the money that we paid. We were paying $5,000 for first and $3,000 for second.
And we better say thank you for to Renee Shirley too.
Yeah, she went with Morris this year and did most of the money getting.
All right, here is Newton-Schwander. Ooh, he got a little high there.
Not only that, but that's a really tough spare.
6 pins on that one. He's got 56 through 2, 58 through 3 with a spare for Vitko through 3 frames, or through 4 frames actually. So he'll try to pick up the spare here.
Tough spare, like Jeff was saying. You can leave that sleeper on that, so.
Oh, he's left this 10 pin. So he opens in the 4th frame, which really tightens up this match.
This is going to be my prediction match, Scott. Tie game.
Larry just looking for that tie game.
I got a feeling this is going to happen.
Rodney Newton-Schwander on lane 35, his 5th frame of this championship match. Oh, he was high again on that one. And he leaves us 10 pin.
I think he got a little too pumped up maybe there after that turkey. Needs to calm down and just roll the ball.
Get the spare. As I was saying, a spare might make a difference in this game, and it looks like it might now. He missed that one tough spare. Get this one now. Don't get cute.
And he picks it up. So for Rodney Newton-Schwander, through 4 frames, he's got 84 with a spare in the 5th. Richard Vitko with 58 through 3 with a spare in the 4th. Working on his 5th frame of this championship match again. The winner takes home $5,000. The loser of this match will go home with a check for $3,000.
Richard with a double here can come jump right up in the lead.
Vitko's got it. Oh boy, that was solid right there. So he opened on a split in that first, but he's been really solid since then.
Just like Larry said earlier, that's the mark of a good champion. He gets up there and he knew that one was a strike when he let go of it.
Now here comes the test now. Just stay calm and take that deep breath and trust the ball. He's taking a little extra time. He knows.
Richard Vitko out of Otsego, Minnesota. We had 4 bowlers in our final 5 from the state of Minnesota, 1 from Canada. And there's the double.
Got it.
Uh-oh, he's...
we got our match. We got a match here, Scott.
Heck of a match here. Really, Newton-Schwander hasn't been challenged since that first game of the day, where he beat Michael Schmidt out of Tyndall, Manitoba. The other 2 matches he pretty much won early.
And then that open kind of took a little wind out of the sail for
Exactly.
Rod, too.
So here is Rod's 6th frame. There, it comes back with a strike. Responds.
Richard has a 4-pin lead right now.
But a lot of bowling left here. The Fisher Motor Shootout coming right back. Stay tuned.
Hey Paul, how you doing? Got you all fixed up just like new.
Hi Paul, how you doing? Thanks for your business, Paul. Your vehicle is ready to go and I've got your invoice with the cashier. Thank you very much.
You're gonna love the Fisher experience.
I want to bank with people I know.
Who know you?
Who will work with me and my business
To help us plan for our retirement. I want my bank to give back to my community.
Help my sister save more money.
To make decisions right here.
I want my bank to be First Western.
You want your bank to be First Western.
At First Western Bank and Trust, we know what kind of banking works best for you.
And together, we're banking on Minot.
When it comes to your finances, it's a comfort to know that all of your needs are being well managed by a team of experts who care. At Brady Marts, we're dedicated to providing more than just your basic tax planning, but also a commitment to help you or your business create a well-rounded financial system that will protect your long-term needs and provide a balance to your overall plans. Our mission is to provide good quality service and help our clients achieve their financial goals. Brady Marts has the experience and forward thinking to give you the comfort you deserve. For comprehensive financial support and more, trust Brady Marts.
Of all the things Minot's Grand International can do for you, the most important is helping you rest easy. Newly remodeled rooms featuring incredibly comfortable memory foam mattresses lull you into a restful night's sleep. King Suites with LCD TVs deliver all the comforts of home. Fine meals, entertainment, and recreation round out a totally enjoyable, completely restful stay. When all the world is buzzing around you, take comfort at Minot's Grand International, where the rest is easy.
It's a truck, it's a Honda, it's nothing you've ever seen before, and it's at Fisher Motors in Minot. Honda introduces their first ever true full-size half-ton pickup. With its 255 horsepower V6, it tows up to 5,000 pounds. This first of its kind Honda has in-bed truck storage, lift-up rear seat with under-seat storage, and a tailgate that opens conventionally or swings out for easy loading and unloading. It has leather interior and 4-door crew cab. This Honda is all truck and then some. The all-new Honda Ridgeline pickup at Fisher Motors in Minot. Drive one home today.
Rod's kind of looking down at the approach. I don't know if he's going to make a little move or not. He's talking to himself. You can see him. He knows he needs this one. He knows it.
Yeah, I think he's going to move left again.
He is looking.
He did look like he went left.
I think he's looking down. I think he's
working on looking for a double here in the 7th. And he left a solid 7-pin.
Wow.
Boy, and he just looks at that pin as he walks back.
That's a true tap. Couldn't throw it much better. 5 goes in front of the 7 and cuts off the kickback and goes back into the pin deck.
So now you just got to go get that spare. Rodney Newton-Schwander. And he does pick.
Oh,
just picked up the spare. Comes back with a little bit of a sheepish smile on his face, but Richard Vitko looking for a turkey right here.
He's even giving his fingers a little extra squeeze into the ball. Look at that. Boy, is he concentrating. Big shot.
And he got it. Carried the 7-pin. Turkey for Richard Vitko through working on his 8th frame, looking for, you know what, the ham bone.
That'd be great to have a ham bone here.
He carried the shot that Rod hoped he was going to carry on his shot. He got that 5 to take out they call it the messenger. The 5 takes out the 7, and then sometimes it'll come all the way across and take out the 10.
So here is Richard Vitko working on 3 in a row in the 8th frame of this championship match.
Boy, he's taking a lot of time.
Do we have a ham bone? No, we do not. Got a little high on that one.
He got a little high, but he got rid of the baby split.
So he's 137 through 6, working on a strike in the 7th here.
13-pin lead with a spare for Richard.
This is what kind of championship match you want.
Oh, this is fun.
And he picks up the spare. So he's 157 through 7 with a spare in the 8th. Rodney Newton-Schwander working on a spare in the 7th. If he would strike here, it would be a 13-pin lead through 7 frames for Richard Vitko. Oh, he got high there and got a split. Boy, that really puts some pressure on him now. Boy, you can see Richard Vitko sitting there now. He's just thinking to himself, he just opened the door wide open.
That's exactly what he did, Scott. Just going to have to take 2 and...
Looks like he got a little slow with his feet on that shot.
Takes the 2, but that is a costly open right there for Rod Newton-Schwander. 150 through 8. So right now it's a 17-pin deficit through 8 frames.
Rod has a potential 210.
So Richard Vitko could...
in the driver's seat.
Is in the driver's seat here for the $5,000 in cash in the Fisher Motors Shootout.
He absolutely has to have this strike to have any chance at all.
Rodney Newton-Schwander in his 9th frame. Got it.
He got it.
So he's still in the match.
Keeps the pressure on.
Richard Vitko now working on his 9th and 10th.
You never know. I've seen crazier things happen.
We've even seen crazier things happen on this show.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. We both counted a spare 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So Richard Vitko, 9th frame of this championship match. He has the lead right now, looking to put this away. Oh, he got lucky right there.
He's happy with that count.
He'll take that right there, because that looked almost like a split.
This is a very choppable spare here.
Yes, it is. The way the lane condition is right now, you got a little dry track, and he could chop that 6-pin right off the 10. Oh, wow.
Oh, he got it. I thought for a moment he was going to chop it.
I think everybody did. The whole crowd was looking too.
So he's 175 through 8.
I'll be quiet.
Okay.
He has a potential 225 strikes out. If he strikes out, he locks out Rod.
So Richard Vitko out of Otsego, Minnesota, who sat all day waiting for this opportunity.
Good bowler. Watch how his hand comes around that ball. That's what we try to teach the bowlers. He just really comes around that ball.
There's one strike. That's 195 through 9.
Yeah, he just needs 5 pins on 2 balls.
5 pins on 2 balls. So, and like I say, stranger things have happened, but he could lock out Rod Newton-Schwander right here with this next ball.
Need 6 to lock him out.
And become the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout champion.
I bet his heart's racing a little right now.
And more importantly, a check for $5,000. And yeah, he will win it. Your 2006 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout champion, Richard Vitko out of Otsego, Minnesota. He'll take home a check for $5,000. Rodney Newton-Schwander will take a check home for $3,000. Great effort by Rod. He just, just ran into a little bit of trouble in this championship match.
That 6-3 on the 4th frame was big for Rod.
215 for Richard Vitko, and he goes up and gets some high fives and Newton-Schwander just finishing this out. He knows that he can't win it, but again, a great effort by Rod He came into this final in 4th place, had to win 2 matches or 3 other matches to get to this point. And again, he just had a misfortune of that split. So he finishes with a 178. So your winner of the 6th annual Fisher Motor Shootout from Otsego, Minnesota, Richard Vitko. And we'll come back, present some checks, and hear from Steve Zahn from Fisher Motors when we come back on the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout.
Can we interrupt you?
Congratulations, Paul. Hope you enjoy a new Ridgeline.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? Thanks for your business, Paul. Your vehicle is ready to go, and I've got your invoice with the cashier. Thank you very much.
You're gonna love the Fisher experience.
Darius Rucker live in concert, featuring songs from his new CD, Learn to Live.
But don't think about
Friday night, February 13th, Four Bears Event Center at Four Bears Casino and Lodge.
So baby, just hold
Darius Rucker, live in concert. For tickets, call 800-294-5454, extension 7624. Must be 21 and older for reserved seating.
Of all the things Minot's Grand International can do for you, the most important is helping you rest easy. Newly remodeled rooms featuring incredibly comfortable memory foam mattresses lull you into a restful night's sleep. Suites with LCD TVs deliver all the comforts of home. Fine meals, entertainment, and recreation round out a totally enjoyable, completely restful stay. When all the world is buzzing around you, take comfort at Minot's Grand International, where the rest is easy.
Whether you're hunting game or hunting for thrills, working in the field or working on your tan, Moritz Sport & Marine has the machines you need. Moritz Sport & Marine can hook you up with the fastest, toughest, coolest rides in the area. Moritz Sport & Marine, definitely fun for all seasons.
When you insure your residence and your automobile with auto owners, you're eligible for a multiple policy discount that can reduce your premiums or possibly increase your coverage. To see if you qualify for multiple policy discounts with auto owners, call your no-problem agent today.
Bremer Insurance. Bremer Insurance is Minot's largest independent agency for home and auto insurance. Over 300 years of insurance experience is your assurance of getting the right coverage for all of your needs. Call Bremer Insurance today.
Join the 54 million other Americans who love to let the good times roll. Been bowling lately? It's a whole new game.
Buick knew the replacement for the Park Avenue and LeSabre had to be special. The new Lucerne would have to be more luxurious, the greatest of quality, super quiet and great looking. They needed a home run. They hit it. The new Lucerne, part of the Buick family that tied for #1 in quality with Lexus as rated by J.D. Powers and Associates. The all-new quiet tuning and great ride make your driving experience fun and relaxing. Lower priced, backed by the GM 100,000-mile warranty. Your driving experience begins with the Buick Lucerne at Fisher Motors Incorporated, Minot.
Welcome back here to the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout. Another great success, another new champion. Jeff, you got to be happy with the way this event, especially going into it, didn't know what the weather was going to do.
Well, we ended up having a great event this year, and what a great championship match. Really came down to one bad ball thrown. That was it. So it's a great event.
Everything in the works already for 2010?
I think you need to ask the next 2 people you call up about that one.
All right, we're going to call up right now the proprietor of the North Hill Bowling Center, Morris Anderson. Give him a round of applause. He opens up his bowling center to these bowlers, and I know that he really appreciates all the bowlers from across the country. Come over here, Morris. Across the country that come in for this tournament. Again, another big success, Morris.
Very good success. We're happy to see the turnout. We were concerned about it, as you all well know, the last couple of days, but it turned out real good, and we're happy to see all the people here. I want to thank all the bowlers for coming through some bad roads, which they did, I know. But anyway, thank for everything. Fisher Motor Company, thank you for being our big sponsor.
You know, Morris, and I know the bowlers want to say thank you to you for putting on this just this great tournament. We also want to call up Steve Zahn from Fisher Motors. If it wasn't for Fisher Motors, this event probably would not take place. And they've been involved in it, Steve, since the inception, and I know it's something that you look forward to every year.
Yeah, it's been a great event for our company and, of course, for the community of Minot, and it's always great to work with Morris and his staff and Jeff, and they do such a great job, so we're just really thrilled to be a part of it. And we were just back there negotiating when you called us up here, so thank God you called us up here.
All right. Steve, the other thing is, and I've enjoyed being a part of this too, and it's great to come out and see bowlers with this kind of talent. I wish they could give me a few tips to help my bowling game.
That's why we're back there and they're up here.
Okay, we're going to bring in our top two bowlers from this year's Fisher Motor Shootout. Finishing runner-up, taking home a check for $3,000. And I tell you what, it was fun to watch him here tonight on this show. He won 3 straight matches. And again, as Jeff said, it came down to probably one ball that cost him a possible championship. It's Rodney Newton-Schwander out of Sartell, Minnesota. A check for $3,000. Congratulations. Rod, I know you've had a lot of TV time today, but I have to ask you one question. It came really down to the one frame that really cost you in this championship match.
Yep, that right lane just kind of got to me, and I just made some bad shots. I mean, I've been throwing good the whole step ladder, and just didn't make the right move. I moved in there a little bit, but I just threw it bad. I mean, it was Richard bowled good, though. I mean, I knew it was going to take a good game to beat him, and it was one bad shot, but that's the way it goes.
But you still take home a check here. Steve's on $3,000. Got any idea how you're going to spend that?
I'm sure my wife does, though.
I
would like to say, though, I want to say before we go too far, I want to thank North Hill Bowl, Jeff, Morris, Fisher Motors. I mean, without all the other sponsors, without those guys, I mean, this is a great tournament. And guys will drive. I drove 7 hours, and guys will drive through blizzards and everything to come here. I mean, you're going to get, you keep it up, and guys will come here to bowl. It's a great tournament.
All right, thank you. Rod Newton-Schwander, our second place winner of the Fisher Motors Shootout. And now we want to introduce you to our champion, the 2009 Fisher Motors Shootout champion out of Osseo, Minnesota, Richard Vitko. Richard, congratulations. Got off to a kind of a slow start with that split right off the bat, but then you kind of calmed your nerves and got into a kind of a little bit of a zone.
Yeah, I did. I knew how to throw and make good shots. Rod's been bowling good, all top 5s I've seen. He's a great player. I just took one shot at a time and did what I had to do, and hopefully it worked out, and it did.
It did. A great game from you. Got any plans for that $5,000?
She does.
They always point to the wife, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Richard. Have a safe trip back. Steve Zahn wants to present you with this check.
And I'd also like to thank all the sponsors as well, Jeff and his staff, and Fish Motorsports, and all the other sponsors. It's a great tournament, and definitely be back next year.
Well, you have to come back. You got to defend that title.
I know.
All right, Richard Vitko, your champion of the 6th annual Fisher Motors Shootout. Well, it's been a great time again this year. Again, Jeff, step in here just one more time. A special thanks to you and your staff and everybody here at North Hill Bowl for just what I think is one of the most professional tournaments run in this area.
Thank you very much.
All right, Jeff Craig, I'm Scott Cattell. Thanks a lot, Larry, back there for all the expertise. We'll be back again next year, hopefully, for Jeff Craig. And Larry Craig, I'm Scott Cattell. Good night, everyone.